when I was writing this film, I wrote it for this exact place where we're sitting.
It looks different here. The trees are different. It feels different. The accent is different.
It was really, really important for me to shoot this here.
While I'm taking care of teenage heartbreak and mentors and all these other themes, for me, this is really kind of a poem to this part of the world and these people.
Arkansas is amazing, you know, and we fought really hard to get this film in Arkansas. I grew up in Little Rock.
But this river is a place that I really had never visited as a kid. I'd read about it, you know, like everybody else in Mark Twain stories and knew of its kind of myth and lore, and it wasn't though until really the mid-2000s when I started doing research on this that I went down there and experienced it for the first time.
There's a sense of beauty in its empty space. It's extremely flat, but then you go to areas like this and it surprises you.
A major character of the movie is the setting, and it's hard to build the Mississippi River.
The Mississippi River is one of the greatest rivers in the world, and Mark Twain actually didn't mince words. He said it is, without question, the greatest river in the world. It's the connective tissue of our country. I think as a result, that whole area is just teeming with culture, and everything feels kind of like it comes from another world because it's all open to travel. It just felt like a legendary place that I wanted to see a present day story told.
In order to be true to this story, you need to be true to its place. Arkansas is an amazingly varied place and, you know, has extraordinary cities and culture and the like, but it also has some very out-of-the-way places that take a very, very long time to get to.
Every location, you know, you drive down a road, then you get to a gravel road. And then you take a gravel road for about 30 minutes, and then you get to a mud road, and then you get in like a gator, like a four-wheel gator, and then you ride about 15 minutes, and then we put you on a boat, and then you ride about 45 minutes, and then you're to the location.
Every place, it's been a running joke, every location takes forever to get to, but then you get there and it's like, there's a reason we came all this way. I haven't seen this on a movie before. I haven't seen this landscape, this river, this wild place. This tree that looks like it was grown to hold a boat. It's thrilling.
It's not every day you get to put a boat up in a tree. You know, it's not every day you get to shuttle out to an island in the middle of the Mississippi River. We've had fun with it.
The way the houseboats are treated in the film, they're treated with a little bit of hyperbole on my part. I really needed and wanted this kind of narrative idea that if the mother left this houseboat, that they would come and dismantle it. That doesn't really happen as far as I know. And that being said, if you go down there and talk to somebody who has one of these houseboats, they'll tell you that people are certainly pressuring them to get them off of the river. For me, I mean, it starts as an aesthetic thing. You look at them and they're just fascinating to look at. They've been cobbled together and pieced together. These are mobile homes that have been built on flotilla and shacks that have been built on flotilla, and they're just really unique looking. And you set a camera up and you start putting things around them, and I feel like you immediately find yourself in an interesting place. A lot of people now use them as hunting cabins or fishing cabins, and the days of people really living out there are probably few and far between, though you can still find them. And I think it's going to be very possible to look up in 10 years and not be able to find any of these. And I felt like this was a subculture that we needed to capture on film as quickly as we could. I really drew Galen's character out of this photographic essay, The Last River. There were photos of a guy named Galen diving for mussel shells.
I went out in the river today and put the helmet on, went underwater. It's very unusual. In the film, I have a visor on my helmet, but the guys that actually do it, they don't even have that. It's totally opaque. So when they go under, they really can't see anything. I mean, the water's murky, so even if you have the visor, you can't see much.
People depend on this river for their livelihood in these very unique ways, and it just seemed like an appropriate thing to put in a film, an interesting thing to put in a film.
Jeff wanting to capture this place was very important, and I think it'll pay off because it'll document, a world that continues to change.
It would have been easier in a lot of ways to take this film to Louisiana or something, or someplace with a huge tax incentive and an established crew base and everything else. But
location, to me, it defines everything. It defines socioeconomic levels. It defines how people dress, how they walk, how they talk, where they live. So something as important as location, it is something you cannot separate from a story like this.